The following program contains scenes and language of a frank and explicit nature. Discretion is advised.
Here we are, episode, what is this? I don't know. 108? Something or other?
Sure.
Something like that? Rareform Radio. You know what you're listening to. You didn't find this on accident, but if you did, welcome aboard. Good to have you here.
Wait, who wrote that song?
Me.
Oh, you did?
I played everything on this. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Discretion.
Yeah, that's all me, baby.
Ooh,
Thank you. Thank you.
good song.
You want to hear the demo of it?
Sure.
Actually, I think I still have it.
You know what was great is that the video you sent me of the Al Jorgensen and David borrowing you.
Yes.
So good.
We had Al on Dark Matter in 2019, and whenever we have like a musical guest, Dave usually likes to play a song with them if they want to. So I reached out. I didn't know Al yet, but I reached out to his wife Liz. I was like, "Would Al want to play something with us?" And she said, "You know, Al will do anything for Dave. He loves Dave."
Wow.
So I picked "Every Day Is Halloween." Dave didn't really know the song, but I was like, God, I knew that Al kind of ignored his old roots, and they agreed to it. And Dave and I kind of rehearsed it, kind of planned out how to do it, and I taught Dave the song. Well, I mean, he listened to it, and he learned it, and Al did it. It changed him, and it got him really excited about his past, and
Such a good song.
then he invited. Oh my God, it's unbelievable!
Oh my God.
I mean, you come from that era, and we talked about it in that episode about how that song was an anthem for all the weird kids and all the people that didn't fit in, industrial kids, you know, gay kids, just people that felt awkward in normal situations.
Yep.
And it was the anthem of the uncomfortable.
What year was that?
81.
81?
1981.
Wow. What?
So, yeah.
You sure?
I'm pretty positive, yeah. Yep, pretty positive.
Damn.
Yep. It was like a club song because it was like Ministry's kind of first thing on the scene was this kind of synthy bum 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 bum.
Well, we would dance to it at Medusa's in Chicago. But
Absolutely.
So it had been out already for almost 10 years.
Yeah.
Because then when we started touring, we would see Al all the time.
Mm-hmm.
The wax track stuff. And wow.
So then he invited us a couple months after he came in. He was going to do 2 shows at the Fonda Theater with Ministry. And he asked Dave and I if we wanted to come and like close out the show by doing an acoustic version of that song. Like he enjoyed himself that much that he invited us to do it. And then they asked me to go out. They were going to do a six show tour to celebrate Wax Tracks. It was like 30 years of Wax Tracks or something like that. And so like a couple shows in Chicago, New York, Philly or something, LA. And I would do the song with them every night. I was a guitar tech, but I'd come out and play that song, and I saw people cry. Like that song means so much to so many people, including myself, including you. And then I don't remember if I pitched to him that we should record it or if they did, but we did all that in a day. Just went to his house, and the video is us actually performing. Like we weren't playing. It was like the actual writing, the actual takes of the song. But the black and white gives it a whole like beautiful vibe to it.
And the fact that you guys are all doing the bop bop.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was a very, very one of the coolest things that's
cool.
ever happened to me in my life. Let's see if I can find that demo of the theme song here. It's funny that you just brought that up because one of the questions that we have for this week is here's my first time coming up with the idea for that thing. I haven't listened to this in forever. I missed that over and over again, I think. Oh. Good stuff. So all that kind of weird chords. Frank and explicit nature. And that became this.
The following program contains scenes and language of a frank and explicit nature. Discretion is advised.
What's the sample from? The Franken.
I just found that Todd and I, because we talk so much about movies and TV shows, and we knew that we would continue to talk about that. So I just went on and found the stuff that would be on before, like NYPD Blue or something.
Oh,
just
yeah,
those
yeah.
old warnings for kids.
Oh, that's cool.
So we had a question this week for both of us. What are some of your more memorable or best tour experiences in your life? Is there like a moment for you?
Something that was cool or
like a special moment, or you were in a crazy place at a crazy time, or
there's a couple that stand out, and one of them was when we toured with Danzig and we opened for him, and Glenn and I became really good friends.
No shit.
And he's so smart, and he would take me into the green, like his backstage, and we had our room and he had his, and he had a what do you call that? Like a punching bag. Mm-hmm. And he taught me some moves because he practiced.
Was he a Taekwondo guy or some shit?
No,
or
he practiced. Oh my God, there's a name for it. He showed me that.
Kamagra?
No, it's not Bruce Lee. Is it Bruce Lee's way of? There's a name for it. I don't know. Whatever. Mm-hmm. It was so long ago. But he taught me that, and that was really fun. And like he would, on the bus, at the end of their show, I'd get like a screaming like, "Sabrina, where are you?"
That was him.
It was him, and he wanted me on the bus to sort of like sort out the people who were on the bus, the girls and stuff, like if they weren't cool or whatever. And he used to drink this thing. It was Guinness and Malibu. Wait, was that it? Guinness and Malibu. It was something bizarre. So we'd always have a drink after the. He was awesome.
That's cool.
And then
were you a fan of his?
Huge.
Yeah. Were you a fan of Misfits or Danzig solo?
Both.
Okay.
Yeah. And then the cool thing, but I didn't really. I mean, I was a fan, but I didn't really know much. Mm-hmm. And then we toured with him when he did the Black Acid Devil.
What's that?
Black Acid Devil was a album he did 95, 6. And then on tour, Joey Castillo was the drummer. And then I became really good friends with him. And then he became the drummer of Queens of the Stone Age.
Which is probably their best one they ever had.
Yeah, he was so I got to see, I mean, I was so lucky. I got to see like 100 shows of Queens of the Stone Age, and then became
in the heyday with Nick and everything. Yep.
So that was cool. But one of the coolest things was where I was like, oh wow, this is people like us, is in Nebraska, and it was when like payphones were still around. I mean, they are now, but not really.
Kids, Google payphones. Your mind will be blown.
And I went to go use one in Nebraska, and I remember I like looked out, and there was these kids, like maybe like 12 of them, and they were like, looking, and they like followed me everywhere I went downtown Nebraska and Omaha. So whatever.
They were Electric Hellfire fans?
Yeah, they were fans of mine. Like they were like, oh my God, are you Sabrina? Oh my God, I knew it was you. And I was like, oh wow.
It's a good feeling.
Cool.
I've only been recognized one time for dark matter or podcasting. One time ever.
One time?
In Ventura, California, and it was so surreal and cool. Someone's like, hey, are you Dan from Dark Matter? I was like, yes, as a matter of fact, I am. Thank you for noticing me. Thank you. Do you want an autograph? He's like, no, I just want to say hi. No, it's cool. It's a cool feeling.
It's cool.
Do you remember the first time you signed an autograph?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was weird. They had me sign a poster or like a flyer. And I was like, really? You want my autograph?
Yep.
And then after that, we got signed, and then we'd go on tour, and we'd go to like little, like before our show, we'd have little like an in-store and have a table. And
I remember in-stores.
Yeah,
remember playing record stores.
Fun.
I've seen such cool shows at Amoeba in LA here. Remember when they used to do like concerts and stuff at Amoeba Records?
I did. So when I moved out here, we started a band, and I was a singer for a Pat Benatar Heart cover band called Pat Heartatar, and it was me and 3 other girls. And
I love Pat Benatar so much.
We played at the Amoeba Palooza. It was called yeah.
Everything's a palooza.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we played there like a few times and at the store. It was fun.
That's amazing.
I sang. I didn't play an instrument. I just sang.
Do you still sing at all? Actually, wait a minute.
Yeah.
Hold on. We have another question for you.
Yeah.
Does Heidi still play bass? And who were her musical heroes as a kid?
I haven't played bass in so long.
You still have a bass?
I have a couple at my mom and dad's house though. But
Do you have the one that you toured with? Do you have like your bass?
Yeah.
Did you have that as a kid? Or did you get it when you tour?
I got it because when we first started, I was the go-go girl, like backup girl.
Oh, no kidding.
And then I was like, fuck this, man. I want to play an instrument.
So you didn't even play before?
I played piano though.
So you learned how to play bass just so you didn't have to be the go-go dancer in the band?
Yep.
Amazing.
I was like, I don't want to be an ornament anymore. I want to be like part of the band. Because we toured with like Guar and Danzig, and I wanted to be like rock and, not that we were rock and roll, because we started off as like goth, but
that's still rock and roll.
Yeah.
So rock and roll is not just Guns N' Roses. You
Yeah.
know, Nine Inch Nails is rock and roll. You know, Ministry is rock and roll. White Stripes is all rock and roll. It's all, it's all the same shit.
I had good rhythm, so that, that helps too.
When's the last time you played?
Oh, years.
Like, could you pick up and play something now?
I don't think so. It would take me a while.
Okay.
But
did you have musical heroes?
Like that played bass, or not really, but just my favorite bands and stuff as a kid. I was a huge Prince fan. I love Prince. He's a musical.
I never got the music, but I understand how insanely talented he is as a musician.
Crazy. I was obsessed with Robert Plant. I used to have dreams about him when I was young. Young, I would dream that he would be at like prom. He'd be at like a Jehovah's Witness, like a convention. It was so bizarre, and I really didn't know.
As your date, or did he just be there
with me? He was like my
your buddy or Bob?
Yeah,
Bob Plant.
Robert Plant. Yeah, Bobby. It was so weird because I really didn't know much about Led Zeppelin, but I would dream about him, and then I started to listen to the music. Isn't that weird?
Wait.
Yeah. I
so
would dream about
you were a
him
fan
first.
of his. You were and you didn't not in love it, but you loved.
No, I knew him
more, and then you learned about Led Zeppelin.
It was so very good. I would see him.
I can't put my head far enough back.
I'd see him in videos and stuff, and and then I had dreams about him for some reason, and then I started to listen to Led Zeppelin, and then
that is
I was
so
like, wow,
weird.
Isn't that weird?
You Jehovah's Witnesses are just the weirdest folks.
Or maybe him and I in a past life were like brother and sister or something. I don't know. It was weird because I didn't know Led Zeppelin all that.
I never heard of such a thing. Usually, like,
and I wasn't
a super fan,
but I wasn't a fan of his. I just would see his face in magazines and stuff. But I dreamt about him all the time.
Did you know his voice? Like, had you heard his voice before? Did he speak in the dreams?
Led Zeppelin.
Okay.
I don't remember what his voice sounded like, but he was always in my.
I've never heard anything like that before.
I never really talk about it. It was like, it was so
that's
bizarre.
probably a weird thing to talk about often.
Yeah.
But that's pretty fascinating.
Weird, right?
Yeah. I used to have a recurring dream that Dracula was chasing me on the monkey bars. I probably had that dream 200 times.
Really?
And it was terrifying. Yep.
Wow.
Yep.
As a little
I don't know
kid?
what it means. Yep. I have a lot of dreams still to this day about levitating and being able to fly and like float wherever I want to at will, which I guess has something to do with, I looked it up, has to do with like being confident or being like comfortable with myself or having like self-esteem or something.
Huh.
So I'll take it.
Have you? Oh, I need that. Have you ever had sleep
Paralysis.
Is that what it's called? It's called. Is there a name for it?
I think it's that. Sleep paralysis.
Have you had that?
No.
I used to have it.
My best friend
all
had
the
it,
time
and
as a kid.
It used to terrify him.
Yes, but I didn't know it was a thing. But I remember being a kid, and you hear things, and you're half awake, and you can't move your fucking arms, or your legs, and
no, thank you.
It happened to me recently, and they say it's when you're stressed out or you're tired. But I'm like, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't want any of that shit. That sounds awful. Did you ever see the movie called The Nightmare?
Is it a
documentary by
it's about that,
Rodney
right?
Asher. It's about sleep paralysis.
Like 3 years ago it came
Yep.
out? Yeah, I saw that.
Yep.
Crazy.
And it feels like there's a demon sitting on your chest and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
No, I've never had that, luckily. But also, I don't sleep very well, so maybe that's why I've never had sleep paralysis.
Oh.
Every night
Really?
I wake up 4 or 5 times a night. Every night.
Yeah, same.
It's miserable.
Yeah.
Toy Story. Tour Story.
What about you?
For me. We just had a 10-year anniversary of one of the cooler things I've ever been a part of. 10 years ago in July, I think it was, we were playing in Texas with Jane's Addiction. And halfway through the show, I'm, working hard and I'm scrolling Twitter. Halfway through the show, I'm looking at Twitter, which is, yes, I'm unprofessional, but it has to be done. And I see the news that Osama bin Laden had been killed, like as we're doing the show.
Wow.
So between songs, Navarro and I are doing a guitar change, and there's a video on YouTube you can find, and you can see me tell him that bin Laden's just been killed. And he's like, are you really? Holy shit. And he goes, oh my God. And he points like, I got to tell Perry basically. So Dave goes over and the video shows him like whisper something in Perry's ear. And Perry like looks back like, no way. And I got to see Perry announce to this Texas crowd that we killed bin Laden. And it gives me goosebumps. It was one of the most surreal moments ever.
Wow.
Because they all found out together, again, in Texas, like the most proud patriotic state in the country maybe. And they started like a USA chant, and it was wild, but it was pretty cool to be a part of that.
That's really cool.
I think that was July. When did Osama bin Laden die?
Osama bin Laden died May 2nd, 2011 at age 54
Oh, yeah.
in Osama bin Laden's compound in Abbottabad.
Okay, thank you very much for all that information.
Bob.
That was pretty cool.
That's really cool.
That was a cool time.
Being in the Dominican Republic, and I saw the way that people live. It's so sad, but made me really appreciate the United States of America. And I realize now that when I say I've never been like, yeah, I'm from America, from the United States, because if you say it like that, you're considered like Republican, racist. You know what I mean? But why is that? That everybody else can have like, Viva la Raza. I
have my first tattoo I ever got was this American flag on my wrist, and I'm super proud of it. I'm very proud of being from America.
Yeah,
I am incredibly patriotic. But you're right. There's something about, like, I would probably put an American flag sticker on my car, but in this city especially, people be like, that guy's a fucking douchebag.
Yeah, but but this is where we're. Anywhere else in the world, you say, I'm proud to be, this.
Proud to be an American.
Well, at least I know I'm free. But I was thinking about that, like how, United States, because one of our like taxi drivers was saying how wonderful it is here, that we can start over. We have opportunities here, and it's true. It's a great place to be. But I heard this guy the other night. I went to this book launch party. And he was working there, and he was a younger gentleman, and he was like, oh, United States of America. And I just want to say, why don't you go down to Dominican or a third world country and go live there and see what it's like?
Yeah.
For like a couple weeks.
Go chill in Brazil for a while and see how it goes. Go to Cuba.
Exactly.
Yep. Yeah, it's a weird thing. I've thought about this so many times, and I don't know what it is. I don't understand. Like, yes, in this country, we don't really take care of the less fortunate. The homeless problem is out of control. We don't have free healthcare, and like, we really do have more opportunities than anybody else in the world. Yes, if you're born black or brown, or you grow up poor, you do have less opportunity, but still, you can make something of yourself.
Right.
You can do that. It's probably worse now than it ever has been. So I understand all that.
Yeah.
But you really can, like, dreams can come true here.
I grew up poor. And you did too. We
Yep.
talk about that.
Very poor.
But I look at like the kids in Dominican, like we went through these little towns on our own. And I just was like, oh my God, there's no doors on things.
Yep.
There's women washing clothes in buckets, little
Yep.
kids with no shoes, just running around in dirt. And it's like, where do you go from there? You don't have the ability.
That's your life from
Forever.
the moment you're born until you're dead.
Yep.
That's it.
And that really I was like, oh my God, like I'm so lucky.
My wife is one of those people where she has no patriotism, not one shred of like America, none of it.
Really?
Yep. Like the other day we were on a walk, and you know how you're not supposed to, an American flag is not supposed to touch the ground.
Yeah.
There was like a little handheld flag that was on the sidewalk, and she was walking in front of me, and she stepped on it. Just as she was walking, she wasn't thinking, stepped
Right.
on it. And I was like, what the fuck are you doing? Like, she goes, what? I'm like, you just stepped on the flag. And she's like, all right, I'm sorry, but like, come on. So I picked it up and like I hung it back somewhere.
Right.
So I think a lot of that came from my dad. My dad is like he's a very Republican dude, but he kind of taught me like pride in the country and pride in just being supportive of what this country stands for.
Mm-hmm.
There's tons of problems. Racism
Of
is
course.
rampant. The country is founded in so many ways on racism, but I think efforts are being made every day to make it better.
Mm-hmm. Look
So
at all
yeah,
the people who want to come here.
well that's the
That's
thing.
why. Because
Sure.
there's so many opportunities.
It's a land
to
of opportunity.
Change your life
Mhm.
But yeah, it's challenging sometimes, especially here in this city. This is, it's so expensive and I get it, but I'd rather be here than in Cuba or Dominican Republic, which is beautiful. The people are
To visit,
beautiful,
sure, of course.
But I can't believe the way they live.
Yeah.
It's really sad.
Did you have to? I heard when you go to the Dominican, you have to like stay in a compound, pretty much, right? Where you're not really going out in the neighborhoods.
Well, we stayed in like an all-inclusive place, but
Yeah.
we had a rental. So we went out, and my boyfriend had been there a few times. So we got lost. We went on a excursion to this beach where I was like, on Google it says you need a tour guide and a boat to get there. He's like, no. What we're gonna do is we're gonna drive, and then we're gonna hike down. So I bring some I'm like, we're not hiking in the. Are you kidding me? No. He's like, just come on. It's fine. So we go down a dirt road and I was like, oh, this is it. And we had a tiny little like a Kia. And we both looked at each other and we're like, this is how we're going to die. Oh, okay. Like but it was beautiful. There were swarms of butterflies, horses, bulls. There were and then all of a sudden we get to the end where it says park here, park your car now. And it was a huge burning trash site. So we got lost. We were like, fuck. And then we pulled out and we went back, and there was a woman who was about 70-ish, and she had this huge bag of, I don't know what it was, on her back and just sweating profusely. And we stopped, and she was on that road that we were it was dirt. We got stuck in the mud. It was nuts. And she said her mother was sick, and she didn't speak English, but her mom was sick, and she had to work at this little place by the trash burning. So we gave her a ride, and we gave her $100. And that, she was crying, no. And we're like, no, just take that. $100 for her is I don't know. I just couldn't believe it that she walked
Heavy.
all that way.
And she had a sick mom.
Sick mom. So her mom must. Anyhow, but I don't know where I was going with that
no,
story.
it's just
but,
it's being
you
grateful.
asked, like,
yeah, of course.
You asked it, and so, but then we went to this other town, and we stopped, and I got really uncomfortable because I'm the whitest thing around. I mean, I'm the only white thing there, and these kids started to come, and then these guys, and they swarmed the car, asking us for money to park. They cook us a fish, but it was too much. It was very so aggressive, and it was if they just sort of would but I get it. I mean, they see us.
They're surviving. Trying to survive.
They're hustlers on the street, and the dogs that are there that are like skin and bones and I don't know. It's beautiful. The people are there, but I'm glad that we left and I actually saw how they actually live.
Of course. It
Not
makes you appreciative.
The compound of,
That's one thing I get from touring is being all over the world and makes me grateful for everything.
Mm-hmm.
I'm
grateful
I really
for-
I wouldn't want to be from anywhere else.
Nope.
I find other places beautiful. There's some great, like South America has some of the best food I ever had in my life. But I'm really happy I'm from here and I live here and I can vote to make changes and
Yep.
a lot of stuff we take for granted.
But we were just on our way back. We were talking about it, how it has such a bad stigma to say I'm proud to be an American.
Mm-hmm.
Not that song. That song's in my head now. But people are like, "Oh, you from the South? You right
On the boats and on the planes, they're coming to America.
right? On the coming to America
Today.
But anyhow, we got to leave and see the man. It's crazy.
Can I ask you a personal vacation question?
Mm-hmm.
Did you have intercourse on your vacation?
Of course.
Okay, you say of course.
Yeah.
So, okay, we're gonna have a good talk here. Do you think that going on vacation?
I'm sweating now.
No. Do you think that sex is to be expected on vacation? Not expected, but you better do it. But is it assumed that you're gonna bang on vacation?
Of course, especially in a hotel. Hotel room was nice. It was cold. It was
Cold.
Well, yeah,
that's what you like for sex.
No, we had I no, not sex, but
it was cold. It was dirty. There was food everywhere.
Hotel rooms. I love them,
Same.
and I have them down to 65 in the room.
Ooh,
Oh, I love it.
Uh-huh.
So it's
My wife is not one of those people where it's required activity. But in my mind, if you go to
We're on
Hawaii
vacation.
or you go...
it's sex time. It's
Heidi. Literally pound it. Pound it. Yeah.
Yeah, of course.
I'm so
you're on
happy to hear that.
vacation.
Do you do things on vacation that you wouldn't do at home?
Mm-mm.
You know, dirtier or crazier?
Mm-mm.
You don't spit in his butt or something?
No. God, I'm sweating. No.
Oh, I love this shit.
No, because we don't have an issue with that. We're,
You just always spit in it.
always.
Yeah. It's how you start it, how you end it.
Exactly.
Of course.
Full circle.
How many times do you think in your 7 days?
Did we have sex?
Yes, Heidi.
I mean, twice a day.
Really?
Yeah.
That's incredible.
We've been together almost 5 years, too.
That blows my mind.
Yeah, we have really good, we have great chemistry.
That's fantastic.
Yeah.
Good for you.
Yeah.
Now, should I get divorced? If we went on a week-long vacation to Dominican, it might be maybe once or twice the whole trip.
What?
I know.
I mean, it's not required, but
I wonder
just,
who's more normal. Or not normal. I wonder what more people have, what you do or what I have on vacation.
I don't know. I mean, I guess it's just how, I don't know. I mean, look, it's
Are you
not
guys like that
all
at home?
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, there's times where we're tired or I don't see him because we live separately.
Mm-hmm.
He has kids, so.
Uh-huh.
But yeah, we still are very attracted to each other.
That's the thing too. My wife and I are very attracted to each other as well.
Yeah.
But it just that's not the kind of.
There are times.
that
It's
we
not
have.
every day. So there are times where we go days without.
What's the longest you guys have gone with without traveling being involved, where you haven't?
I don't know. Maybe 3 days.
It's pretty impressive, Heidi.
4 days maybe.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's pretty good, right?
That's very, very good.
Yeah.
That's healthy.
Oh my God, I'm sweating like profusely.
Good for
just
you.
talking about this.
Yeah. I mean, there's nothing to be ashamed about. You spit in your boyfriend's butthole. It's fine. It doesn't matter. You're allowed to do whatever you want to do.
Right?
Be
Yeah.
comfortable with it. Lean into
Yeah.
it. I'm all about it. Speaking of that, if anybody wants another, so we still have a couple more of these posters left. You can hit me up on Instagram at Dan Cleary79 at Rare From Radio.
Oh, I want one.
I still got to get you one. We have like 10 or 15 of these puppies left. Hit us up. Get one done by the great artist TC Austin at TC Austin. Give her some love as well.
They're
Great
so
shit.
Cool. Oh, it's a woman?
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
Yep.
This is a cool name.
Well, that's me. This is me. But
I
the,
know,
the
no, but
artist is
TC
a woman.
Austin?
Yep. She's like a 26-year-old artist. Did
How
these
did you
all-
find her?
I've known her through Eagles of Death Metal for a long time.
Oh.
And we've been like social media friends forever. We hadn't met until I went to pick these up. That was the first time I ever met her.
Oh.
But very, very talented, does her own art as well. She has a Patreon as well. You can look her up. But support young local artists.
I have a fun small little story about Eagles of Death Metal. Jesse, I met him. I had never heard of his band before, but I met him backstage at a Nine Inch Nails and Queens of the Stone Age were touring together.
Yep.
Like a
I was
while,
at that. I was
ago.
at that tour.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I was at one of those shows. Yeah.
This was in Chicago, and he was backstage, and we were introduced, and he said, "Wait, what band did you used to be in?" And I'm like, "Oh, I was in the Electric Hellfire Club." And he like backed up, and he's so dramatic, like, "What?" And he used to work at a record store in West Virginia or something, like somewhere south, I forget where. And he had bright red hair, and he was the manager of, and he was there one time when we had an in-store signing before our show.
Oh no! So he was like, you'd met back then.
We had met way back then
shit.
when he wasn't Jesse from Eagles of Death Metal, and then we became friends, and I went to visit all of them in Joshua Tree for Thanksgiving.
Oh, of course.
And we went to his house to get his kid Micah. This was so long ago, but in his room he had one of our records on his wall.
Oh no shit!
Of the Electric Hellfire
All these years
Club
later, he still had that hanging up.
on his wall. Isn't that cool?
That's amazing.
So that's how I met them, and that's how. So I was in they did a music video with Jack Black and Dave Grohl.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God, I forget the song, but I was in that.
You're in the video. What are you doing in the video?
I'm walking in the back. It's not. You can barely.
So you're not back to
see
being
me.
a go-go dancer in the video.
No, you
All
can
right, good.
barely see me, but it was fun.
That's pretty cool.
Anyhow,
I just had a question for you. Was he wearing sunglasses when you met him?
yes, he was. Yeah.
Can I get away with wearing sunglasses on this show?
Let's see.
Just doing the show like this, or is it a little lame?
I mean, sure, you can. I mean, you look good. I just.
What?
I
Talk
don't
to
know. I
me.
want to see your eyes.
Oh, Heidi. Heidi. How
I want to see
the,
your beautiful
little bit of this,
eyes.
a little bit of that?
Oh my God.
kind of like. I wish I could pull off sunglasses inside on a podcast.
I'm trying to think if he was wearing.
I'm sure he was probably wearing like the red tinted lenses or yellow tinted
Oh
lenses.
yeah, of course he was. The red ones, yeah. Yeah, he was. I was like, he was nuts. Like, who is this guy? And then the music's great.
He's out of control.
He's
Like as far as like we're talking about rock and roll, that guy lives the life of a rock and roller. From his waking moments, I feel like he wakes up in jeans with holes in the knee.
Yep.
I think he sleeps in his sunglasses. Wakes up and like has a different eagle tattoo on his chest every day, a different one every day, or something. Okay.
I'm good friends with Dave. The
Catching.
Yeah, I love
Yeah.
Dave. And what year was that? The parish.
It was like 5 years
shooting?
ago.
And I remember
I was trying to call our friend Sean London was the sound guy for that, and Eden, who was playing in the band and working for them as well. I was trying to get a hold of them that whole day. It was so scary.
Me too, because I got a text from a mutual friend. They're like, "Are you watching the news?" I was like, "No." And that happened. I was like, "Oh my God!" I texted them. I texted Dave. He finally sent me something. He's like, we're okay. But they had Dave and them had to hide in the room.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, then the story about the kid who hid under Jesse's leather jacket. I mean, it was there's a show on HBO about it. Did you watch it? The documentary?
Yes.
I couldn't. I watched only a little bit, and I'm too much of an empath. I was like, no, and plus I knew them.
Yep.
So just oh God, the fear,
it was heavy.
Whew.
My friend Sean, who was the first sound guy I ever toured with, Sean London. He's a wonderful man. Do you know him at all?
Yeah, I think
Big
I've met
bald
him
guy.
before. Yeah.
Yep, he's been
But
around
he's fine
forever.
though, right? Is he okay?
Well, yeah, mentally he's not. I mean,
But he lived, right? Yeah.
He lived, and
But he had a drop in the front, right? Like underneath people, or
no, he was behind the soundboard, so he was running front of house, and he remembers seeing like the buttons on his desk being shot off, and he was hiding behind it with 3 other people, and one of the terrorists started walking towards him, pointed the gun at him, and pulled the trigger, and went. He was out of ammo, and Sean said, "Now we run."
Oh.
And I'm getting goosebumps now.
Oh my
It's not going to make me
God.
cry, but he pushed 2 other people that were hiding there towards the front door.
Oh my God.
And Sean was running past to open the door. He heard the guy reloading as everyone's screaming.
Jesus
And
Christ.
in the air, all I could smell is like the iron from the blood, because the
Yeah.
whole air was full of like blood mist. And as Sean went to push the front door, the glass broke because the guy was firing at them. So there was already a couple bodies there. They climbed over those 2 or 3 bodies, and they all got out.
Holy
But
shit.
the guy was out of ammo, or Sean would be dead.
I mean, that's what I think too, like how it affects them now.
I saw him a month ago, maybe a little over a month ago, and it was right before, or right after, I think it was the 5-year anniversary. And I asked him, I'm like, "How you doing with it?" Because I know he was having nightmares for a long time.
Yeah.
He started drinking a lot more, and I was like, "How are you doing with the whole thing?" He wouldn't mind me saying this, by the way, but he said that he still has nightmares. They're less than they used to be, but he thinks about it almost daily. As he's gone back to doing some gigs, it's always with him, and it always will be. So even since that moment, even now, whenever I do a gig, I know what my exit is. I know if something happens on the left, this is where I go on the right, or vice versa. I always know where the nearest escape is. I look at hiding places. I mean, I can't believe we're at a place
So
where,
crazy,
but like
right?
I think about, I can hide in this road case. I can hide under this part of the stage. I could use this as a weapon. I mean, I have weapons in my tech box. If someone gets close to me, I have like shit like that. But that was for people like us who live in that world and work in that world. It was like a mini 9/11 to the touring industry.
It makes me cry because it's just like, oh my God, I can't even because I can feel it. I know what it's like you're on stage, and the video where they're on stage still playing and you see Dave look and you hear that noise and just, can you imagine? I can't even fucking imagine.
Did I show you the picture? The crazy picture? I can't talk about it on the air, but I have to show you a picture after the show.
Okay.
That I got from someone involved in that thing. That basically, that the whole, I won't say anything else about it, but there's some really shady shit with that shooting.
Really?
Yep.
Like conspiracy stuff?
Yeah, but sort of, but real.
Wow.
I have photographic evidence that it was allowed to happen.
Wow.
Anyway, we'll show it on Patreon. Everyone, no, we won't. I'm just kidding.
Jeez.
But
well, look at the Capitol thing.
Same kind of shit.
Yeah. I mean, you watched there was a couple cops that sort of backed up. You saw that video, right? I can't find it anymore, but they backed up and let the people
There's 130 cops injured that day.
Jesus Christ.
Now that they're doing the hearings and stuff, it's the first time that we're hearing how many actual injured police officers there were.
horrible.
130 cops were injured.
Horrible.
And a total of 5 died, I think. 1 on the scene and 1 from stuff afterwards, or 4 more from stuff afterwards. But
Jesus Christ. Well, this is a good uplifting them, so I didn't mean to like.
I also have terminal cancer, everybody, so this will be my last
Kathy
show for a while.
Griffin just came out and said she has lung cancer.
And she's already getting trolled by people on the right.
Are you serious?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, people are stoked about it.
I'm always serious.
That was so fucking weird. The computer just started talking to us.
I got chills. What was that?
Are you serious? Oh my God, that was so weird.
Are you serious?
Are you serious?
What?
Are you serious? Now we just sound crazy. Guys, we swear to God, the computer just talked to us on its own.
Will
That was so weird. So yeah, there's
will they be
people-
able to hear that?
Because you know the right hates Kathy because she had that picture
The
of
Trump
her
or
beheaded Trump, whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's sad. Hopefully she'll be okay.
I hope she's okay.
I was really sad about Mark Hoppus getting cancer.
Who's that?
The bass player and singer for Blink-182.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Yep. We're getting old, Heidi.
Jeez. Christ.
So,
Wow. Okay, well.
let's do a reset. You bang your boyfriend twice a day on vacation? Wow, that's so cool.
Right? I mean, maybe once, but sometimes
What's your
twice.
most in your life in one day?
Oh, God, I don't know. I have no idea.
Like 5? 3? 10? Gangbang? Like what are you talking?
No. I guess, I don't know, maybe 4 times, whatever, like 2, like in the morning,
Is that the
afternoon,
time?
night.
Is that the one you told me it was 4 times one day with 4 different guys? You told me that, right? No, she never said that.
No.
It's a Cleary joke. Jesus Christ. Do you have any?
Oh, you know what? I was at a book launch party.
Wow, that sounds really fucking cool.
It's a girl, Georgina, who is a New York City
You know what? Let me just say this.
ballerina.
Had you just said Georgina, I would have assumed it was a girl.
Oh, what did I say?
You
Georgina.
said it was a girl, Georgina.
Oh,
Yeah.
Georgina. I forget her last name, but she wrote a book called Swan Dive, and it's so far it's really good. But
What's the premise?
she's a New York City ballerina on Broadway, and it's about her story, and she's like, it's a huge expose on how they treat the ballerinas with the women and stuff.
Oh, I'm sure they're treated like absolute shit, like gymnasts.
Horrible. Exactly. So she put a performance on, and then she had a Q&A with my friend Phil Rosenthal. Do you know Phil? He has Somebody Feed Phil on Netflix. He created Everybody Loves Raymond.
Oh, shit.
And him and his wife I love them so much. So I helped out with like the guest list, and that was fun. I got to work for like half hour, and then I watched her perform. But I had I was gonna say something. Oh, so there was a woman there, and she's Brian Dennehy, who I love. Do you know him?
Of course.
His daughter.
FX, Rambo.
Yes.
He was the shitty cop in Rambo. Was he in
Oh,
Cocoon?
that's right.
He was in Cocoon, wasn't he?
Is he? I don't remember.
I think he was. Was Brian Dennehy in Cocoon? He was.
Here's Cocoon with Brian Dennehy.
Goddamn right he was. Yeah. He was the one. Remember one point he pulls down his eye and the light shines out of his eyes?
Oh, that's right. So
Great actor.
His
He died, right?
daughter, yeah, he just
A
died.
couple years ago. Or a year ago.
Like last year, this year, I think it was actually. His daughter is a. So horrible. His daughter, I just met his daughter, and she's a theater teacher, and she's awesome. And she was explaining to me that they are trying to do away with Shakespeare because people are triggered.
Come on.
By it because they're saying that he was an elitist, and they're triggered because they don't understand the words that he has said. Like, I can't even deal with it.
No one does. That's why
fucking
people that know
Shakespeare.
Shakespeare are smarter than us.
Like, it's
Pretty
Shakespeare.
soon-
He
okay.
started the whole, like, it's ridiculous. It's
I
like doing
I
away
give
with
up.
Beethoven.
Guys, I give up. pretty soon, Americans, snobby fucking pussy little Americans, are gonna be triggered because they can't speak Japanese, and no one can speak Japanese anymore because we don't understand it.
Did you hear about the math thing too?
No.
That so when you're in like, when you're in high school now, especially in LA, or I don't know if it's all over, but I think it's just out here. You can't take accelerated math classes because it's not fair and it triggers the people who aren't smart enough to do the math.
No.
This is an actual thing that's
No,
happening.
it's not.
So you can't, in the 9th grade, you can't take accelerated math. In 10th grade, 11th grade, you have to take
Dumb math.
Mm-hmm. Which I'm really bad with math. So
now we're at a point where the most intelligent people have to be slowed down so that dummies
aren't
don't get motivated to
Right.
try harder.
Exactly.
How about this?
So
How about we
stupid.
just have a world where some people are smarter than others? That's okay. That's how it should be.
And some people want to work a little more at math, and like, it's so I can't believe this.
We can't all be brain surgeons and scientists. We can't all be like biologists, and we can't all dig ditches. We have to have different people do different things. And I'm not saying that dig ditchers are stupid.
Not
but
at all.
They're
That's
not.
why
They're not brain surgeons. They're
Right.
not building rockets. They're not going to space.
They don't want to do
and
that.
that's fine.
Yeah.
I am way closer to a dig ditcher, a ditch digger, than I am to a brain surgeon. Heidi, I can't do this anymore.
I couldn't
can't do
believe
it.
it because she was saying that the Shakespeare festivals, that they're diminishing because of that, because of people. And I was like, wait, I don't understand. And she's like, it's because they feel that he was an elitist. I'm like, what?
What about Einstein?
Like, we're not going to believe in
Like,
theory of
let's say-
relativity because we don't
Let's pretend that Einstein was coming up now. So he would have to be held back in school because other kids will feel bad.
I don't know if it's all over the United States, but I know that it's here in Los Angeles. That the
my
accelerated
God.
math program is. Let me double check.
Please, yeah, take your time. That is so
It was
stupid.
really disturbing.
Oh, I'm so upset about everything in the whole world. I can't do it anymore.
But people are so fucking triggered over everything, and I hate that word now, triggered.
Me too.
But I was.
But sometimes it works.
Triggered with the new Vice Jehovah's Witness documentary called The Crusaders.
What's this?
It's on Vice. It was on Sunday night, and it's Robert Rodriguez who did.
Oh,
Sin
someone was just talking to me
City.
about this. Love those movies. And yeah.
His partner, his producing partner, was
Okay.
raised a Jehovah's Witness. Never liked to talk about it though. And he had watched Going Clear on HBO,
Of course.
which is amazing.
Blows the cover off of Scientology.
And he said, "Wow, wait a second. This is so much like being a Jehovah's Witness. I need to talk about this." So it's a documentary on that, and it's about the brainwashing, about what happens in it, and it's
You said it's on HBO?
It's on Vice.
Called what?
The Crusaders.
And how
you
many-
can get it on
One episode, or is it one film, or is it?
it's one film. It's like an hour and a half. And I'm telling you, my mom had called me while I was watching it, and I like paused it, and I was like, "Oh, Mom, there's this really great documentary." And she's like, "Oh, okay, yeah. It sounds good." And all of a sudden, I just started bawling. And I mean, I'm like, I've been out of it for 30 years or 25 years, but it's affected me still to this day.
Well, because it took half of your life away.
And it also,
It
as a
stays there.
kid, you're not allowed to have any sort of dreams. You can't go work. You can't go to school or to college. So you're supposed to be, a cleaner, a secretary. And it's really, it's so crazy. I feel sorry for my mom and dad, because my dad wanted to be a pilot. They wanted to buy a home. They wanted to do all these things, and they were told no. But then the people who told them no went and did those things.
I thought your parents were still in it.
No, my dad, it is. He believes in it still. My mom doesn't.
Well, when did she come out again? Or
She's
get
not
out of
really-
it?
She's not really. I mean, she's still baptized,
Okay.
but she's everything that happened to me. She's like, this is ridiculous. And she had some stuff happen to her too.
Mm-hmm.
But my dad went to prison for it, so he's a felon, which is another story that needs to like be told. So when they were conscientious objectors of war. Am I saying that right?
Yes.
And they were what do you call it? Drafted, and he never likes to talk about it because if people going, you didn't go to war, but it was his religion.
Coward, yeah.
It was
Right.
it was his religion. He was 19, and they put him all into maximum security prison with the people from, it was in Missouri, with all the John Gotti guys. He became friends with this killer who I gotta find his name. His last name is Boyles, and there was a huge book about him too. My dad would sit on his back and read, and he would do like push-ups.
Oh yeah, I remember this story now.
And but where they were, it was called Kingdom Row, and that's what I want to make a movie called Kingdom Row.
It's fucking great.
About the Jehovah's Witness kids who were there, like bawling each day at the.
Just because they didn't want to go to war.
No, my dad, I mean, I think that some of them probably would have gone instead of being in maximum security prison, but they couldn't go because of the religion.
Oh, I see. So it's not that they didn't want to go; they just couldn't.
No, they couldn't. Yeah, they.
Oh,
couldn't.
I thought they didn't like believe in it.
Oh yeah, no, they. I mean, they're Jehovah's Witnesses don't believe in war. So, but Muhammad Ali, it was the same time, but he was able to get out of it. So he got through a loophole,
of course,
and didn't go to prison. But there were some that could go. Sam, my cousin Sam, his dad, he worked in a hospital. So it was weird. They went to the judge, and the judge was like, okay, you work in a hospital. And then he would pick the other witness, and he picked my dad and was like, you go to maximum security prison for a year and a day. So they were all felons.
Oh, just to get them to a point where they're felons?
Yep.
Well, so if you've been in jail for a year to be a felon?
A year and a year. I don't know if that's still true now, but that's what they did to me.
So it's a punishment just to fuck up your life for the rest of your life.
Yeah. But I mean, like, and my dad has the greatest stories, but I can see where he always felt a little funny explaining them.
Does he tell his prison stories?
Yeah, I started to record them because he doesn't know. They're so good, and my dad is
so
hilarious.
great.
And my dad's like the funniest human being ever.
My dad used to. He kind of stopped calling me in the last year or so, but he used to always call me when he'd be watching sports, and he would leave these super long voicemails on my phone. Either like, one day he'd be like so angry and screaming about how bad the Red Sox were. And then the next day something would happen and he would get choked up talking about how amazing one of the players was, how much he loved him. And always playing the part of like the armchair coach kind of thing. But
yeah. Why doesn't he call you anymore?
Because of my political beliefs.
Oh, really?
Yeah, we don't really speak anymore.
Oh, that sucks.
We talked on the phone a couple of days ago for the first time in a while, but he, it's really, really sad.
Wow.
Yep.
I'm sorry.
Sorry, I mean, it is what it is. Nothing I can do about it.
I hate when that happens. When there's
strange.
When there's a divide because of that.
Yeah, and the weird part is that I have always respected his views and his opinions and his political beliefs, and even to this day, like I don't really question his beliefs. Like they are what they are for his own reasons.
Right.
But you're my dad. I love you no matter what. I respect you.
Right.
I really have a lot of great time spending time with you. And he's just not interested right now. I'm going to see him later this month. We're going to get together. But
especially as our parents get older too, it's like you can't change them because
I don't want to.
Exactly. Yeah. So
be happy with me. Like
oh man.
But he also like it's kind of one of those things too where he has never he thinks I'm this like bleeding heart liberal alt left dude, but I'm not that.
Yeah.
I have a lot of views that are kind of in the middle. But he wouldn't know that because he won't ask me. He's never asked me my opinion on stuff. So he assumes because I live in California
I hate when
and
people,
I have tattoos and I pierced my ear when I was 12 or whatever, that I'm this one thing. Like, you don't want me to put you in a box. Well, don't put me in a box. Like, just ask me. Ask me my thoughts on politics. Ask me my thoughts on guns or immigration or gay marriage. Like, I'm all for gay marriage, but I'm also for guns. Like, I'm way more in the middle than he thinks I am, but he doesn't want to ask. So
it started with him. He stopped talking to
I
you.
think
Was there, like, a
I may have
fight,
mentioned
like
this on the air.
Sorry.
But he sent me, no, it's fine. I don't know if I did or not, but I'm happy to go over it again because I'm sure there's people out there that are still dealing with it with their parents or family.
Right.
He sent me an email, or he forwarded me an email. And he, like, you know how you forward an email? He wrote his little part, and then there was an attachment email. And he said something like, this email can say it better than I ever could. If you want to know why we vote for Trump or something, this will explain to you why. And my dad, I asked him before, like, what he thought about Trump, and he said, I think he's an idiot, but I hate liberals and I hate Democrats. So this email he forwarded me that someone else had written to, like, their kid or something, basically said that we voted for Trump because it hurts you, because we think that you are useless, that you liberals are ruining and poisoning America, that that you don't contribute anything to society, that you're cancer for the country. So my dad didn't write this email, but he forwarded it to me saying that this says it better than I ever could. So I kind of responded back with kind of what I said to you. You know, I've never judged you for the shitty things that you've done to me. I've never, like, judged you on your politics. I've just accepted you. But you're sitting here telling me that I haven't contributed to society, and I do all the time. But you never ask me. So, and it was a very, very ugly email exchange back and forth. And then, like, I was pissed about it and hurt by it. And then he's like, let's just put it behind us. I'm like, you don't get to just decide that you don't want to talk about it anymore after all that. So we'll see how it goes when I see him in a couple of weeks. But
You still talk to your mom?
Yep. Yeah. And my mom is also a Republican voter.
Yeah.
Hated Obama with every ounce of her breath.
Really?
And she's wonderful.
Yeah.
I love her.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I just, I
don't like that either. I don't like the fact that if you voted for Trump, that automatically you're, an asshole and you're
you're not.
I hate that. I hate when people say that, because I have loved ones that did, and I love them.
That's the thing. Unless you're an actual piece of shit, I mean, I care.
Unless you're like a Proud Boy.
I care what you, right, of course. Then I don't want nothing to do with you. But if you just, like, if you're money focused, or if for some reason you have major problems with immigrants, like, we have a little problem if you have, like, racial issues. Right. But if it's like, if you're conservative and Republican because of money stuff, that's unfortunate, but I can look past that.
I think that the state of California needs a Republican governor.
Yeah, maybe.
Because it's too liberal here. That's why we have the problems that we have.
Sure.
So I can't believe I am saying that, but that's how I feel now.
You're partially right. I mean, I can't argue with you.
We need someone that's either just in the middle, or a Republican that's not like a nut job, And
we do have to learn to work together again, because that's out the window right now.
Yep. Anyhow,
so stupid.
Sorry if I made this. I made this weird.
Well, no, not at all.
Oh, okay.
Dude, like I said, all this stuff, I like talking about everything.
Oh, I was gonna talk about there. Remember, it was a few weeks ago. A guy asked if I had PTSD.
Yes. Oh.
And my boyfriend and I were walking just the other day. And it was at night, and there was something behind us, and I jumped. I thought there was somebody behind me, and he was like, "Oh my God, like, relax." And I was like, "I'm sorry, what?"
Yeah.
like, don't you remember what he's like? Oh, that's right. Yeah. No, you're fine. I'm sorry. Like that. Because he forgot, like, I still have it. It's really like, I get so jumpy.
I definitely hope it gets easier for you over time. I assume that it kind of will, but it's was it 3 or 4 years now, right? It happened ago? 3 years ago? 2 years ago?
2 years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it will, but I just remembered that guy asked, and yeah, I do.
I mean, it's
very jumpy.
You survived a horrendous attack. You know what I mean? So it's going to stay with you for a while, and maybe it's good. It makes you a little bit more aware.
Yeah.
It probably gives you more anxiety too, but it keeps you safe in some ways.
I have like spray now that I just bought.
Oh, like mace?
But it's like the cop spray.
Yep.
Yeah.
Good.
I'm just
I wish my wife would carry that kind of stuff. She's strong and she can fight, but she's just like, no one's going to do that to me. I was like, don't assume that.
Yeah, I always thought that too.
Yeah.
And it was,
Yeah. And she's like, if it happens, it happens. If it's my time to go, I was like, oh my God, like don't go without a fight.
But that's what I thought when it was the second time he threw me in. I gave up because I was like, well, this is how I'm gonna go. Wow. Like I remember just thinking like, okay, this is.
And you thought you were gonna die.
Yeah, because he was huge and I got hurt. Like my shoulder was hurt and everything, and that's when he pulled me out, and I would have rather have died.
God damn it, Jer. Jer blessings.
Over there now, there's tents all over the place. It's worse now. Over by
the whole city, dude.
Yeah.
The city's it is. We are out of control.
Mm-hmm.
Out of control, and we're at a point now when there's tents, and I feel bad for these people, but there's tents on the entire sidewalk where pedestrians now have to walk in the street to get to where they're going. Yeah,
and and it's not every homeless person doesn't have schizophrenia, and I understand that. But you have to be aware, and it's.
Yeah. And the rats, I've never seen rats in my neighborhood until the last few months. Now I see rats all the time.
I haven't seen any yet.
All the time.
We saw a huge animal. We don't know what it was. It looked like a wolf, but it's not a wolf. It must have been. Was it the dog man or whatever
from Wisconsin? What's that thing called? We talked about it like months ago.
It was what was that called? A man wolf or whatever, man dog.
I forget. It was so good. Okay, what did you see?
It was a huge animal down in Hancock Park by the
describe the animal.
Wilshire golf course it was gigantic. It looked like a freaking wolf from Game of Thrones.
Was it
huge?
Walking on 4 legs or 2?
And it was in a bush, and it came out like slinked out, and the dog went crazy. It turned around and started to walk, and we looked, and it was coming like walking towards us. We're like, what the fuck? It was like midnight. So it
wasn't like a mutant coyote or something.
I don't know. It was something weird.
Could it have been a stray dog?
No, this was not a dog.
Didn't have a dog head?
No, it did, but it was
too big, too
gigantic. Yeah,
weird.
And it was weird. It was like it's slunk. Is that a word? Slink?
I think slunk.
Slinky?
Yeah, slunk down.
Slunk down. Crazy.
Did it take a napkin out and wipe its mouth?
No, but that little monkey did.
Yeah. Have you had any more thoughts? Last week we talked about the face tearing off monkey person.
Oh my God.
You want to see it again?
No.
Do you want to see the homeless guy that got his face pulled off by the other the other guy?
No. What? No, please don't, because I'll dream about it.
Do you ever see the video of the attack?
No, I didn't even know about it.
You know, the cannibal, the guy that was on bath salts?
Oh, in Florida?
Yes.
Oh, yeah, no.
You ever saw the video?
No, I think I did.
Yeah, so good.
I'm just saying I did, even though I haven't.
You haven't?
No, I have.
Okay.
I have. I think he had a flannel on. Like overalls.
The naked guy?
Right?
No, the face chewer was naked.
But the other guy had like
maybe. I used to know his name.
On or something.
Ronald Popo
was the guy who got
his face eaten and had his eyeballs eaten.
This guy ate his eyeballs?
He pulled both eyes out and ate his eyes, and then chewed off his nose, chewed off his lips.
Come on.
Yep.
He's still alive?
Yeah, he survived. Let me look up his face real quick.
Was he homeless?
Yeah. So the guy who has his face eaten was homeless.
Fuck.
And the guy that chewed his face was killed by police.
Can you imagine?
All right, so
I guess I got off pretty well with just the bucket of diarrhea.
do you want to see his face today? Or do you want
I?
to see it when it was first chewed up?
No, I don't want to see that at all. I'll get no.
Okay, so
I'd like to eat dinner tonight.
here's his face now. Ready?
Yeah.
We'll do it slow again like we did
I
last
have to
week.
do my eyes like this and then What the fuck? Oh my god.
Yeah. Here's one.
Oh my god. Can you?
Here's a nice one of him.
No. If
No,
it's
no,
gross,
no.
please don't.
He's in a
Please
hospital
don't.
playing guitar.
Oh my god. Oh. Where's his nose?
In someone's belly.
What the? How do you even breathe?
That's him, like, in the hospital right after the attack.
Ah! Oh my god! Stop!
I can't stop.
Oh my god! I hate that shit. Oh my god! Oh, stop! I can't.
Thank you for being such a good sport about this. I'm trying to find the one of him, like, freshly chewed.
No. Can you imagine being the nurse that's like having this
Well, I feel like the nurse can
guy.
deal with it, but I feel like imagine being the person on the scene who's trying to, like, save
It's
this
like
guy's life.
Hannibal Lecter.
This is the guy that killed him. No. It's just the guy. It's just the guy that killed him, or not that tried to kill him. I'm sorry. This is the guy that ate his face. It's just a dude who's on bath salts. That
He kind of looks like Jer.
does he really?
Mm-hmm. That's weird.
Oh.
Ew, I'm triggered now.
Let me show you the guy before the attack.
Are you really gonna show me?
Promise.
Or is it gonna be a gross?
No. I promise.
Okay.
That's him pre.
Oh.
Yep.
He looks better. Just kidding. I'm sorry.
You think he looks better without his
No,
eyes and
no,
nose chewed
poor
off?
Guy. He's kind of a handsome guy. Oh
Kind
man.
of. We live in a crazy world, everybody.
Duh. Were they shooting up bath salts?
No.
We're
They
gonna
weren't
talk
together. They weren't together.
No,
So-
but the guy, did he like snort him or
I think you just
shoot
eat 'em.
him up?
Oh no, you smoke them. You smoke bath salts.
Jesus Christ.
There's videos on YouTube you can see of kids smoking it, and you
And
see
they
what
go
it does to
nuts?
them, and like that sativa stuff or whatever. Salvia.
Sativa?
No, salvia.
Salvia.
Salvia is like a
Italian director?
almost like a like a narcotic version of weed, but it makes you
Oh.
go crazy.
Jesus Christ.
So bath salts are in the. I could be wrong, but I think they're in like the salvia family.
We were talking about drugs, and you said you never even smoked before.
I've never had a cigarette.
Never
I've
done
never smoked
cocaine?
weed. I've never done cocaine. I've never been drunk in my life.
That's insane.
I just started taking edibles when I was 36.
How old are you now?
41.
Wow.
But when I was a kid, every now and then I would do like a Valium or Xanax and stuff, but I've never smoked anything.
Wow. I guess I smoked a cigarette once.
Oh, good.
I got really sick. I haven't smoked since.
Good.
And weed, I hate it.
Really?
I always have.
Okay.
But the first time I smoked, it was laced with PCP. I lost a shoe when my like I was young, but I lost a shoe. I remember I passed out. Like I was like, this sucks. This weed stuff. And then I smoked it again and had the best time, laughed. And then I tried it again and it was,
I can't imagine
I
taking
hated
something
it.
and losing some of my clothing.
oh, fuck.
Speaking of I'm being uncomfortable, it's so hot in here.
It's really hot.
Should we wrap this up?
Yeah.
I had a lovely time with you.
I had a lovely time with you.
Darren should be back next week. And what else we got? Heidi.
Yes, I hope I had some interesting things to talk. That's one of my fears of doing this is coming on and like not having anything interesting to say.
Of course. And that's why that's why it's nice to have multiple people in here. And I usually come in with like one or two things, maybe three that I kind of want to touch on and then just see where it goes.
Yeah.
I
feel like it always works out.
Sure.
That's good.
And I think as someone, I listen to Howard Stern, I listen to tons of podcasts. I listen to Your Mom's House and Bad Friends and Tiger Belly. And some shows are better than others, but even the ones that aren't my favorite are still better than most things. So hopefully our listeners feel the same way, where they get something out of every episode.
Right.
That's all that matters.
Right.
And I know for sure, I mean, this show's not even out yet, but I'm getting tons of messages saying they want you to look at more horrible things and react to them. So we'll have more of that coming. Wait till you see all these beheading videos that we have.
No, I can't watch those.
You're going to watch so much death.
Nope.
We're going to do Patreon bonus
no,
episodes.
I'm too sensitive for it.
It'll put some hair on your chest.
I already have some. What? I'm sorry. Yeah, no. I know. Oh,
you
did I
heard
say
that.
me?
Yeah. You
Oh,
met someone else.
A friend of
Talk about
mine.
a friend of yours.
I've
Your
heard
sister.
it, yeah.
Your sister's very hairy chest.
Yep. Crazy.
Heidi, where can people find us?
They can find us on Instagram and Twitter at Rareform Radio. And you at Dan Cleary. 79. Me at Heidi Sabrina.
Darren at D Nelly Radio.
D Nelly. And also on iTunes. Please subscribe, rate us, and leave a review. Only if it's nice, though. We are on YouTube, and you can find us just by searching Rare Form Radio.
We did it, everybody. Another episode in the books.
But I'm morning to you.
Oh my God! Next week we got to talk about your accents. We got to do more. We gotta have a Heidi's accent corner. We got to have you do a whole episode as a Chinaman or something. They're so good.
Thank you.
Yeah, they're really like.
Thank
I
you
told you
so
before.
much.
If I close my eyes, I'm like, am I in Dublin?
Mm-hmm. I was speaking Spanish in the Dominican Republic.
I bet it was perfect.
Crazy.
Remember when you said, you can find us on Twitter? You're the best, Heidi. And we will be back next week with an all-new episode of whatever the fuck this is. Okay, bye.
Bye.
This is Lola, and I'm here to tell the world to stop being such pussies and listen to Rare Form Radio.